Sunday's game against the Miami Dolphins is likely going to be an emotional one, as it could be the last time the Chargers play a home game in San Diego, the last time they play at Qualcomm Stadium. We still don't know what the future holds for this organization, but it's becoming more and more of a possibility that they could be in Los Angeles in 2016. So this game is going to be emotional, not just for fans, but also for players. Guys like Antonio Gates and Eric Weddle, who are free agents after this season and don't know what their future holds. Guys like Malcolm Floyd, he already knows he's going to retire, so he knows this will be the last time he plays a game at Qualcomm Stadium. And someone like Philip Rivers, he knows he's going to be part of the organization for years to come, but he's been driving into Qualcomm Stadium since 2004 to play for the San Diego Chargers, so of course that place means a lot to him. On Wednesday, he talked in a very poignant and authentic way about what he might feel on Sunday as he heads into Qualcomm Stadium for what could be the very last time.
You know, it could be emotional. I mean, it really could be. And, I certainly not knowing and not going to know right after the game either. But I think I'll even probably soak in the drive over there probably a little more than, the past 100-something times I've done it for a game. If I could think of what's most emotional for me, it would be probably leaving the field the last time, but really pulling in the stadium. I think that's kind of that's just kind of always been a neat thing for me. You see all the tailgating going on, you're pulling down through the gates, and I'm fixing to go in here and play quarterback in the national. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, it's a little bit of that. This is what I dreamed about doing, and I've done it there so many times. So thinking it would be the last time there, so that to me is where it really hits me. I know it's been rough here. There's been more rough patches than normal the last few years, but there's been the good outweigh the bad in that stadium over the last 12 years that I can speak of. And I know there's been a lot more football played in there well before I got here. That I know that many fans have been to those games for many years than I've even been around. I think probably the Colts playoff game is probably the most awesome that I think that stadium has ever felt. In the atmosphere in 2008 when Sproles scored on. I left slot 30 ISO. He scored on, and that feeling there when he scored and that atmosphere was about as awesome as it gets. There's been a lot of other ones where it was as good as any place in the league as far as and we had a hand in winning. Obviously, we all have a hand in what makes it special there, and it was awesome.
It's been a tough year for the Chargers. They are 3-10 heading into this game against the Dolphins. And it's also been a tough year for the fans who have watched the opposing team's fans come into Qualcomm Stadium and take over more often than not, and who have also had to go through the emotions of not knowing whether to root for their team, not knowing if their team's going to leave them and move to Los Angeles. Philip Rivers was quick to point out, though, how much he appreciates the fans and how much he's felt their presence, even when they haven't been the majority.
Thinking back, y'all asked me about the atmosphere at home over the past weeks, and I'm thinking back to some of my comments going, well, we've gotten used to it, it not being a usual home atmosphere. I hope that's not offending to the fans that have been there like they have been for 30 years because, like I said, there's lots of factors. And so, certainly have always appreciated, I never have an expectation or feel like a fan owes us anything to be there whatsoever. That's really each their own, but I'm appreciative of those fans. When I run into a season ticket holder or just a fan that goes, I've been coming to games there and sat on this row since 70-something. You appreciate that, and so you can understand their feelings too. Should this be the last year, because they aren't here and grinding like crazy every week to win the game, but yet they care, and it's been a part of their family traditions and things they've done. So it's all different for different reasons. But I've sensed nothing but support from the fans, even though it's been a rough year.
One final note, I've been watching Philip Rivers give press conferences for years now and talk to us media, and you could just see it in him today, just how heartfelt it was, how much he appreciates this city, how much he appreciates the chance to play for the San Diego Chargers, how much he loves San Diego and the community that surrounds it, and how much he just wants to enjoy Sunday's game. For Mighty1090.com, I'm Annie Heilbrunn.